Hi guys, it's Stevenson at Homes by Sun with Remax. This is the week of the March 14th, and can you believe it? We are already almost 3 months into 2022, and it's been already a roller coaster for the real estate market. This week being March break week, a lot of you are probably traveling away or planning to go away in the next couple of days. So I will keep this week's discussion a little bit shorter than normal. I'll just share some of the sales numbers for freehold and condos. We'll talk a little bit about that. And so this will be a little bit shorter video for you guys. So like I said, it's let me just share the screen. It's been a really strange spring or tail end of winter, spring already. We saw record prices in January, in early February, and boom, what happened in the last 2 or 3 weeks? We saw a little bit of a pullback, a slowdown, but there are some predictions that we can make for the upcoming weeks. Now, let's just take a look at the previous week, March 5th to March 11th. The number of new listing actually dropped. Now, last week or last episode, I mentioned that we were seeing a little bit slower in the showing in the market. That was because we had a lot of new listing, almost 3,000 new listing went on the market the week before. The last week, it had a drop of about 8%. So we had 8% less new listings. The number of transaction went up. So number of transaction 1,600. This is across GTA. So Durham, Halton, Peel, York, and Toronto included. So the number of transaction actually went up and the number of listing came down. So if we look at the list to sale ratio, it's pretty healthy, 60%. It's somewhat in line with previous weeks. So this number here. And if we look at the number of listings, so over asking, we're still sitting at 83% of the listing, so over asking. This gap here is a lot less than the week before. So what does that tell us? That's telling us a couple of things. First of all, some sellers may be taking their listings off the market because they weren't getting the traffic that they were hoping for, or on offer night, they weren't getting they weren't getting any offer or the number of offers. So we're going to see a slower than this week, and next week will be a little bit slower. Partly also because a lot of sellers are on vacation or going away. It's March break. They want to, kids are home. They don't want to list their property right now. So in the next week or so, we should see the number of transactions should be less. The number of new listing will drop. But after that, we may see another spike in the number of new listings. My prediction is if we look at the price wise, let me just go up here to show you the price. Price hasn't really moved that much. Yes, from the week before, it kind of dropped, but then it kind of stabilized. So that's showing me that we have somewhat of a more balanced market right now. Properties are still getting sold, but the prices are not rising as much as they were back in January. So you see here, it was rising like this, and then sort of like stabilized. So we're still at the top of the peak. This slight drop, it might go back up in a few weeks, but I don't think it's going to keep dropping. We're going to see more reasonable seller come onto the market and not hoping for astronomical numbers. The prices are pretty much set where they are for, I think, for the next month or so. But in the next couple of weeks, we might see a slight drop. And then we might see a little slower bounce back up as buyer and seller adjust to the new market, new norm. So it's not to say that there is a big crash or anything like that. I know if you have a property on the market, you're thinking, oh my goodness, there's no showing, no one's coming to look. Don't forget it's March break. Right now, a lot of agents are going away. So they're telling their clients, hey, I can't show you the property. Clients going away, agents going away with their family. People have been stuck at home for 2 years, so they want to go away. It is very normal during March break to have a little bit slower in the number of sales. So when we do next week, when we do this week's number, I would think we are going to be much lower than 1,600, probably in the, I would say in the 1,400, like at that 1,400 something transaction. And the number of new listing is going to continue to drop as well. Agents are telling their client, hey, don't list it now. Don't list it this week because people are away. You're going to be wasting your time. Why don't you take this week to prepare your property and then come out the week after? So if you are in the market right now to buy a property, this week is very, very good week to purchase because all the properties are going to have a slower traffic. If it's a property that you like, and you make a bid, there's a really good chance that either the seller will forego the offer date and just take your offer, or you can even negotiate below what they're asking for. I'm seeing in Markham 10% room for negotiation, and that's pretty substantial. You couldn't imagine like 2 weeks ago, or sorry, 2 months ago, a month ago, that you can even negotiate anything. But right now, there are deals to be had. So if you are already in the market and you're not going away and there are properties that you want to see, go ahead and take a look at them and make an offer this week. In the condo side, let's take a look at the condo side. Now, condo side, the inventory new listing is very stable. It's basically same as the week before with 932 new listing versus 933 the week before. So that's very stable. The number of transaction, 562, 564, sorry, and that's also been in line with the average of the weeks before. You know, we're looking at all this is around 500. So the number of transaction hasn't diminished. Number of new listing has leveled off. The number of properties selling over asking is still 80%. So condo is still doing very well. If you have a condo, it's still a good market to put it up. But if we look at the average price is also leveling off. So which means whatever property sold 2-3 weeks ago, that's the price that you can expect to sell for. Of course, if your condo has a nicer view, maybe on a higher floor, different attribute, or maybe renovated, you maybe will get more money simply because a lot of condos, if you don't do anything to it, they are similar in the vertical space, like maybe a couple floors up or a couple floors down will have the exact same layout, same feature as yours. But if yours is renovated, you could get more money because it's more unique. So condo is still doing very healthy. This is in Toronto. In GTA as a whole, condo in the York region is slower. I've heard from other agents. And also in the West End, it's a bit slower as well. The further west we go, like Burlington, Oakville condos are staying on the market for a lot longer than before. But if you are in Toronto, your condo should sell within a reasonable amount of time. So that's my analysis for the market this week. Like I said, I'm keeping it short because it's March break. And so I just wanted to give you a quick rundown. So next week, we will go back into looking at rental and all that, in addition to the normal freehold and condo sales. Have a wonderful week. If you are traveling with your family to anywhere, enjoy your vacation. And I hope you have a fantastic time. I will be back and see you next week. Take care. Bye for now.